We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2-David-P. Here's a caller who didn't like when yesterday I presented the lack of evidence for Jesus's resurrection in a literal sense. This is a Christian caller who says, I did many things wrong yesterday by looking at the story of Jesus's resurrection.
Hey, David, longtime supporter of your show, a liberal and a Christian. You know, you attack the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is the basis of Christian faith.
But so two things. First of all, I didn't attack the resurrection. I examined whether there's any non-biblical evidence of one of the claims. And secondly, this guy sounds a lot like William Lane Craig, I have to tell you.
And I support your show, and I'm sure you have a lot of other Christian supporters.
Yes.
I think it's pretty disrespectful that you attack our faith like that. Do you attack the Jews, Jewish, or the Muslim faith? I have not heard it. This was so disrespectful. And as a Christian supporter of your show, I hope you apologize.
Well, listen, I'm not going to apologize. I can issue a faux apology like I'm sorry you were offended, but I don't think I did anything wrong. What I did yesterday was, in a very methodical and respectful way, say that one of the primary claims on which the resurrection story is based is the claim that Jesus's believed tomb was found empty in the days following Easter. In the days following him being placed in the tomb or around Easter. That's the claim. The tomb, Jesus was in the tomb and then the tomb was empty. What I did was examine whether there is any historical or archaeological evidence of that comes from outside of sacred texts and the New Testament. To me, if the only evidence, quote, evidence for something is from the New Testament, I'm skeptical. What the caller seems to be saying is that it is disrespectful to even attempt to examine some of the claims of Christianity. It is a sacred cow of sorts. That's a term that's sometimes used. You simply cannot question or examine that belief. That's not the way this show operates. We can examine that belief. What about Judaism? We've examined Old Testament claims about Noah's Ark and the complete and total scientific implausibility of it for about a dozen different reasons. We've examined claims of Islam. To say that it is disrespectful to look at whether there's any evidence whatsoever other than so-called sacred texts for a claim that is made, in the world of empiricism and critical thinking, it's not disrespectful. And this is one of the big things that I've talked about before, which is that one of my problems with organized religion is it lacks a self-correction mechanism. And this is exactly it. If you want to examine whether some of the claims are true, there are gatekeepers who will say, just wanting to examine it is disrespectful. You can't do that. Not the way we do business here. We have a fantastic bonus show for you today. Producer Pat witnessed the totality of the solar eclipse yesterday. We will hear from him about how it went. I want to remind you that the latest children's book, Think Like a Voter, is available at davidpakman.com/book. I want to remind you that membership at joinpakman.com is the best way to support my work. And I also want to remind you that we are now publishing regular written opinion pieces every weekend to our Substack newsletter. And you can support the written work that we are doing by getting a Substack premium newsletter subscription. All great options for supporting our work. I'll see you on the bonus show, and I'll be back tomorrow.